Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is my new attempt. I'm gonna come at this like a professional, like someone who actually knows what they're doing. I'm gonna bring some enthusiasm. I'm gonna bring some excitement. I'm gonna bring some laugh. I'm gonna bring some super knowledgeable breakdowns of the media. Thank you to all the people that put out an example there to follow. This is definitely not, a creation of my own. It's a culmination of lots of people doing these types of things. And this is the day, this is the morning where I give myself a bit of legitimacy in what I'm doing, because I'm granting myself that decree. I'm allowing myself to do it with, I've signed the dotted line. I've said, yes, you can do this. This is what you're going to do. And even though it's cold, it's chilly, and it's still quite stressful out there, and there's all kinds of things going on, I'm gonna maintain my promise to myself. So let's have a look. Actually, I'll start, because one of these things, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? And there's the thing there where you're like, this is silly, I won't do this. How can I possibly talk for an hour, first thing in the morning, about things that are, intense and complicated and, scary. But I think that I deserve to give myself this opportunity to shine a mirror back at some of the institutional media that decided to do that same thing. So that's basically the role that I've given myself here, is to do that. So as I continue that, what I was going to say is the way my brain works. I was thinking about that this morning. I went and got my coffee, went and got the newspaper. It'd be easier if you just delivered one, the West. I'm actually going to eventually do you guys a favor, okay? I swear to God. I believe in the newspaper. I really do. So, considering I'm saying I'm going to be doing this, it's almost like I work for you, isn't it? In a weird way. Like if I'm presenting this newspaper to the world and some people can't see. Some people can't afford the newspaper. Maybe if you just send me one and I just break it down every morning, we can get this show on the road and we can start doing some shit. But what I thought this morning was how proud of myself I was once I locked into exactly the way that my brain naturally kind of works and started feeling less guilty about that. I started thinking about the ways that has manifested in the material that I've made, or all kinds of different things. And I was like, well, actually, this kind of works. It works in like a helter-skelter kind of way. But I do have some pretty substantial things to show for it. And it's never really gotten me in too much trouble. It gets me in a little, I sometimes have trouble harmoniously interacting with the majority kind of mindset. And sometimes it's friction, and sometimes it's amazing. Kind of, you know what I mean? If I'm going like this and everyone else is just going like this, which is fine, both are fine. It's like, it just has a tendency to kind of it'll annoy people and then make people happy, and enough, it could be worse. But this morning I did, because I've had periods where I have self-medicated with, not very long periods, kind of short and very carefully, very, very carefully, actually probably more carefully than what most doctors are prescribing. But I've had periods where I've used pharmaceutical ADD medication or something like that in a actually below standard dose. And to be quite honest, it's so hard to put down whether I had a benefit from those those medicines, because say there's a point, if I had to get up and do a thing this morning, that would for sure have made it easier. Like if I had to do, like when there's periods where I had to build a whole bunch of stuff, I had to get deadlines out, I had to keep going, then that did kind of jump me into a focus position where I could focus. But it's actually not focus. It's like the illusion of focus. It just cranks everything up. So right now, the mood I naturally find myself in is a mood of like, my attention jumps around a bit. And so my motivation jumps around a bit. And it's like I'm like a spider weaving a weird web that does bits and pieces all over the place. So if you're observing that from a very methodical kind of mindset, then you would perceive it as unorganized or messy, or all the words that people have used to describe me for my entire life. But then what I find is if I use my own pace, it's not overwhelming. And what happens is, if I crank that engine at full RPM and put high octane fuel in it, it might like temporarily be kind of giving me more, like if you were looking at it, a more accomplished kind of like I'm getting more things done. But that in the long term doesn't really work out, because it's unsustainable to do that. You can't just crank it at that speed. And this is where, if you're an employer of someone who basically has to medicate themselves with what's very close chemically to methamphetamine to be able to cope in the environment that you're putting them in, and then if you're supporting the kind of mass drugging of society in order to maintain the pace that you've set by the crazy belief that the only way a company is successful is if it's more successful profitably every quarter, then you're basically a fucking criminal. And there's no getting around that. And from there, I think we'll go to the first page where we've got Mark McGowan looking like a, I don't know what you'd call this. We used to call, I don't know, we'd call that, no, I just don't know. There's so many, the names change. I think the new one's like Eshe. He's quite Eshe-esque. He's almost, we used to call them, I'm going to say it. We used to call them, no, I'm not going to say it. Fuck it. But anyway, and what's it about? $400 power bill relief thanks to another surplus, but GST jealousy is about to explode. The state's fifth budget. Right, so you've got we've got a budget surplus. The instant thing that I hear within this is how on earth do we have a budget surplus? Coming out of a pandemic. I mean, that boggles the mind. Let's go down that path. And this is what I'm going to do. These are going to be boring. They're going to be boring. Like, I think one of the main reasons I haven't done this is because I'm like, how do I do this and make this interesting? It's like a slow breakdown of a really complicated issue. It's not immediately entertaining, but let's give it a go. Let's try and find some entertainment within this. So how do we have? Let's break this down. We have more money than what we've spent, and from what I've observed, I mean that would be the equivalent to if I'm kind of seeing the relevancy of the picture now. It's almost like if I went door to door and just shake down every person in my street, you know, and frighten them, threaten them, you know what I mean, and just kind of corralled them into a state of whatever, and then it was sitting on a big pile of cash. That's what that would look like. Also, I mean, there's a photo there of like two police, like at a like juvenile detention center with like full riot gear. Where are we headed down this trajectory? So our state government has just, where is most of the money coming from? It's coming from mining, right? So those people are going up and working in pretty hard conditions, long hours, to extract a mineral from the publicly owned land of Australia, and then they're making lots of money for that and then they're paying taxes, and then we have more money than what we need, and they're going to give us $400 to pay for our power bill. I suppose I can't understand that trajectory properly. It's like, if I just shut everyone down, made everyone work, made everyone do whatever I tell them, if you don't do what you're told to do, you get publicly shamed, and then we end up with a big pile of cash. And what I do with that cash is put on an AC/DC concert in Fremantle and bring Coldplay, and I'm just, is that really where we're at? Is that
the position that we're in? Is that our saving strategy? Because how do we? So, say anything in this volatile market right now goes awry, and we get any kind of weirdness in property markets, in demand, global demand, then most of these people that are in these positions, paying these high taxes, doing this backbreaking, crazy work away from their families, they're in short term. Maybe this is I think the trick that they use. Short term, yes, maybe they're in financially good positions, but they're paying a price for that is actually it's very high. It's like they're away from their families. That's just that on its own is like a huge premium to pay in a social sense to get in the position they're in. But then what I'm seeing is we're just and I've seen it for a while. It's almost like if you think of the mine camp, and you're like, yeah, they're up on the mine camp, then they come home, and then they've got their little castle down here with the pool room and all the stuff. Most of the people aren't. The majority, I'm sure some of you are very, astute, clever investors and all these things, but most people they're in either a mortgage or a rent, and they're temporarily paying week to week to use this property that one of them probably isn't there the majority of the time. They're not particularly made in the best way. They're made they're very inefficient. They're not really made to last. So to me, it almost seems like you extract that from some of these wages. You extract your mortgage payments, all these things. It's like the whole state becomes the mine camp. Because it's like, where's the long-term infrastructure? It's like a house of cards situation. It's like, this will all work if we didn't keep raising the bar all the time, and if we can guarantee stability in all the movements of world materials and finances, all those things. But that's not the case, because what it just seems like we're setting ourselves up for right, you grunts do all this fucking work, right? You get up there and fucking dig the mine while your missus is at home fucking about to fucking shoot herself because she's stressed out with the kids. We'll keep all this fucking going, right? We'll pile up all the money, and I'll fucking do whatever I want with that. And if anything goes wrong, you lose your house, you lose your cars, you lose everything, man, because you built greedily, you built your life in a way that's unsustainable, mate. You know what I mean? It's not my fault that you spent too much money. You decided you needed a big car and a big house and a big and then it's then what happens is someone got a whole bunch of iron ore, our complete economy vanishes, and we're left with subpar bullshit to kind of continue on. And this is where the whole state is in that type of capture. And it's a complicated job to work out who's behind it, or who's leading it. And I think it comes from, lack of leadership. at all levels, at all points, is what has got us into this. And you know, it's almost not fair to make fun of the person that is currently sitting in that seat, because it's not even him. It's like, this is systemic. This is just, it's like a cultural flaw that we seem to have over here, is that we, like, where are the where are the outliers? Where is the new I mean, you can imagine imagine how much shit you'd get if you're up on, like, imagine one of these big mine sites, right? And you set up, like, in the gates of the mine site, like, something selling, like, I don't know. This probably isn't the way anymore. Like, a few years ago, you set up, like, selling, I don't know, soy something or other, vegan, like, nowadays it'd probably go off quite well and everyone would probably be all over it. But back like a decade ago, if you set something like that up, it's like, and you, at the same time, you're, like, handing out, like, no mining fridge magnets, there's a chance you just might disappear in a ditch if you were doing that. Like, you know, you're in a dark corner of a huge state where there's already a lot of holes in the ground. I don't think, you know, before the days of social media and stuff like that, someone like that might just fucking disappear. And so I think that's where we unfortunately find ourselves, is we're torn between this attempt, which is probably quite okay, like the attempt to make Perth should be something. But the problem is like, you can kind of it comes down to, like, the strategy. Like, who are you selling? Once the people here realize, it's like, you did what? You used us to fucking build your states, and then you can sell it from underneath us. Then the problem is you've got, like, a bunch of, like, extremely mobile, capable, interconnected people already in that land base. And it's like how slowly are you going to move that rug out from underneath them and hope that they don't notice? Or how slowly were you hoping to do that is probably more to the point. And so now I'm guessing there's just some reshuffling going on now that you've realized that fact. And the confidence seems to have disappeared of making that move. And now we seem to be going back to back to a more normal, new normal. We're going back to the new normal. We're going to find the new normal. We've walked down the road. Hopefully the new normal will appear just beyond that next ridge. I'd heard too the stories of the new normal, that if continued on down the journey of this single path, one day we shall reach a new horizon where the sun will rise and the ground will be clear, and we will all step into that beautiful new reality. IGA specials. That's what I'm talking about. Where the locals matter. Bloody oath, IGA. God, they're good down there. they're just a good, solid, like, you know that you're dealing with someone that's in the community. It just, good model, good IGA. What do we got? What would I get in here? I'd be definitely the maple syrup. 100% pure Canadian maple syrup, not that fake stuff, the real fucking maple syrup. It's only $7.50 for 250 mils. It's like, do you know how hard that shit is to make? You've got to fucking, one, you've got to have maple trees. We don't have any of them. Two, you've got to like drill holes in it. Hang a bucket from it, it drips in, then you've got to boil all that shit off. That is fucking, fuck yeah. Where's our Australian shit? It's like that. You know what I mean? They've got it right because they don't send us like a fucking maple sapling or a they haven't had to like dig giant fucking holes in their ground to. I'm sure they do a lot of that as well, but I'm just saying, what a great fucking product. Everyone knows about maple syrup. It comes from it's on their flag. I wonder what it's. Do you reckon that's a coincidence? It's like, hey, we've got this great resource, let's put it on our flag. Probably. What have we got on our flag? Stars. We could definitely take a leaf out of the Canadian book. Just good prices across the board. Like $10 a kilo for rump. It's crazy. What's the Twiggy's squadron stops work? Andrew Forrest Squadron Energy has told contractors working on a 3 billion wind farm in Queensland stand down as it takes over as project manager. Squadron temporarily halted work. The Clark Creek rejection during a handover from Operation Wind Lab. Another company backed by Mr. Forrest, 71 mistake. The private company terminated the Wind Lab's contract in recent weeks after deciding it had the internal expertise to deliver the project itself. Whew, that's scary. Is understood reform, change of control, which Wind Labs project management replaced. Just such a weird world that we're going into with all this kind of this green carbon capture, thing. It's it's going to be interesting to see. Let's go to the next page. State Budget 2023. Questions still remain, but it's a hard act to follow. Now I'm going to have to do these quickly. I do go into details, but also what I understand about the newspaper is it's not so much the newspaper, it's the tell paper. It's like there's things, and that happens from the pictures and the headlines and the editing, right? And then there are details within there because the details, the copy, gives you a feeling of legitimacy, and whoever you're staked behind, you will. That's how they maintain you in there, because they're like, look at the words we've written. There are so many words. I'm a clever boy. I wrote 2 pages of intense copy regarding this, and I've scientifically checked all things, and it's not at all just a collection of words. But the real thing about the newspaper is like, it's subconscious. It's like you look at it and you get something immediately. So let's clear our mind. Let's reopen this page. We're the envy of the nation. But budget's 4.2 billion surplus and power bill handout seems destined to draw ire of the eastern states. So this is like, when we're dealing with politicians, it seems that we have to remember that they're politicians and they think like politicians. And what I think is going to happen in the next decade is that because of this free-flowing information economy that we're going into, this transparent world of business and influence and leadership. Politicians are going to have to adjust. They're going to have to re-emerge in the new place. And so when you are seen to be just, it's like, why do we have a surplus? Because that means you spent less and took more. And so why during a pandemic that you made worse did you take more and spend less? And then it's like you're like, it's real easy. What we did is we stopped them all. We fucking scared the shit out of them. We took all their money, right? We fucking shook some things up on high, and they won't even notice because they're fucking too fucking stupid. And then we give them fucking $400 and they all fucking line up at the ballot box the next time there's an election. It's fucking right, great idea. And I'll put myself in the fucking ring in the Berlin Fremantle because I've got all the fucking goods, man. I've put on a Coldplay concert. Have you heard about that? Yeah, fucking right. No one fucking speaks so Mark McGowan like, oh fucking, you know what I mean? I'm a big fucking swinging dick fucking hustler in Perth City. Smooth down like that. Everyone fucking knows that I'm right, ready to do whatever it takes to keep you safe. Even if it fucking means, shutting your business down. Or making you wear a fucking silly mask. Or making you fucking inject whatever I want. How about you fucking inject a bit more? Why don't you have another one? I've got all the shit going. But that's a weird fucking strategy. That strategy to me appears like someone who just didn't have a hard enough look around before he decided to do that. He wasn't like, what are the young'uns doing these days? What are the, I wonder. No, he's stuck in his little, wherever he lives, whoever he's around, he's stuck in that little group, little echo chamber. That's almost like, actually, Zuckerberg, if you were to watch this, I could almost say it's like, mate, if you planned that, now it's tricky, you're in a fucking tricky position, you can't really admit planning that. I'm just saying, if you plan that, it's like, right, what do? We keep everyone in their own echo chamber, so everyone reveals themselves as their true fucking extreme self within this stressful situation, because you're only just, it's like the fucking sorting hat from Hogwarts, where fuck me, I've gone down a weird tangent there. I'm just imagining you have some type of back panel where you're like, this is where all the fucking megalomaniac tyrants live. This is where all the people that think they're unicorns hang out. This is where all the people that like to do 3 backflips in the morning and then have 2 sips of coffee and then 2 oranges. They all graze around this area. Like, you can't. It's weird because what you've done is, with your algorithm, someone like me, it's felt a little bit like having the best fucking support team in the world. Like, they're just like, yeah, you're the best. You can do whatever you want. You want to go down this? You want to learn a whole bunch about it? Go for it, man. Keep fucking thing. And that's been scary as well, to be honest. That's not a fucking great idea. You can't. I've personally felt like I can't escape from that, which maybe is a good thing. I don't know. There's certain things, like I'm doing this, I'm sitting here saying what I see, and I'm trying to document that for my own mental health or my own way. But it's like, there's certain things I need to hear from, like, I have been made, I had no choice. I'm stuck in this thing and just in a different position with a different mindset and different mental procuity, whatever that word is, and so I've somehow found a way to make it work, but I just think we need to be so careful with what we're doing. Anytime you're stopping things, it's a filter, right? And you can get into there's weird problems you can get into if you keep filtering things, because it's a crude method of it's a very low down human skill that we've developed that helps us out technically for certain. If we want to sort sand from rocks, we know how to do that. It works mechanically, but using it in social, in like broad social network, it's like a lot of thought was put into the way, like, if you think of an old town, I happen to live in a town, which is weird. Like that's a weird thing to live in. Towns are a thing, like villages, like all these, that works because it like evolves. It's a stable structure that emerges to provide for everyone who is in that town. But it wasn't done by one person or one person's. It's like it emerges because although they probably came from like kings decreeing this, they're allowed to have this, and this person has rights to whatever, however that all went down. Unless that next step is taken, like really, Zuck, I think you're out here you're not going to be able to maintain the organizational structure that you're trying. You're going to end up with a dead end. And so you're going to have to go to, you're going to have to do like an agreement, like an old school licensing agreement or something like that, and this is where you can use what you've built. I believe in your visions, a lot of them. I think you accidentally found yourself in a position that you didn't want to be in, and I fucking fully understand that. But the way to undo that noose, I think, is to almost think of yourself like an antiviral software, the good old Bill Gates, good old Microsoft. You're an antiviral software for society. And you're in a position where I think if you decentralize your network, learn what you've learned from the pandemic and how remote people can work, I believe if you made a pivot right now and put local representatives in, you'll need to be careful with your the the way you position yourself personally, because no one's going to accept you as ruler of this domain. If you attempt that, you'll be shut down. But you can position yourself as a use your influence, but use it in a decentralized way where you've got people on the ground where they are, and make it flexible. Like, you've got admins on pages. You really need to have elected local representatives, and like, we're going into where stuff's going to be a lot easier where those people can do a lot, and people below them will do it, like, will self-organize, I think, below that. Because we just can't have one rule and it's a filter, and it's filtering out anyone that isn't you and anyone that isn't aligned with and you're going down. It's like, what's the word? Eugenics. Like, it's cultural eugenics. Cultural monoculture. It's monoculture. That's not going to work. Like, groups need to be able to be private. And then, like, if a group's in your framework, and then you're using like general rules for the whole thing, you're just getting into trouble, you know. If you're in a private group, but then you can report back to Facebook that something's going on in this group, it's like, mate, fuck me. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. This one's I feel like this one's been a bit odd, but I always feel like that. So let's have a look again. Football. I just can't really do football at the moment. I'm sorry. I appreciate the game. I appreciate everything about it. Like, I appreciate I miss it, to be honest. But it's something that I just don't feel as strongly about as I maybe once did, is following sport. I think it's because you find your sport wherever you can, and because I've had to find the sport in what I'm doing here. That's that's the path I've taken. But I'm gonna shut it off there. I'm gonna say that's today's episode. Just something to think about. And I mean, I am seeing some positive movement, and I think that's exciting, and that's in myself and in the world around me. I think we need to stay on that path and deal with things as they come, but stay on a positive trajectory for everyone. Who knows? Goodbye. Have a great day.